to episode 47 of the Redseapodcast. And I realized I just forgot my scarf. Give me a sec. Can't forget the small things in life. Welcome back, everyone. And honestly, one of the few times where I am able to go live right after a game, thankfully, and give out my first thoughts and listen to your guys' first thoughts as well. Amazing win. Amazing, perfectly managed win, I'd say. And all around a very close game, as expected, at least. Uh, of course, felt very, very weird to have Kill Bill down the other end, especially in the coaching seat. But he gave us a tough one. He really, really did. But it feels nice to be back in the winning ways. Honestly, it feels very nice to be back in the winning ways. Of course, this win sets us up perfectly, I'd say, for the absolute drama that will come on Friday, if I'm not completely mistaken, against the seemingly unstoppable, up until now at least, Paris Basketball Club, the new boys, with the starman that is DJ Shorts. And honestly, I feel like this was putting many quotes on it. This was the perfect test for this game because I don't necessarily want to compare the two per se because it's two very different teams, two very different styles of basketball, two very different coaches, of course, different mentalities. One game was away. The game against Paris is at home. There is a lot of things to take into account, but still, I feel like this was one of the best preparations we could have gotten. Starting off, I want to focus on one man and one man only, and that's a man that for me got some very deserved minutes today, played very well. Once again, I saw people just cursing him out unstoppably, and that's Nigel William Goss, who once again at the end proved everyone wrong with some very, very big baskets and passes, to be honest. And he finished the game with a 14, 2, and 3. So much deserved flowers given to Nigel. And then another man that has proven to all of us multiple times that he not only will grab every chance he gets by the horns, but he will undoubtedly be there and do what's needed of him. For me, one of the best games of his season, Sakil Magisek, of course, had some incredible moments in this one, finishing with 18, 3, and 2 in 23, and is massively one of the reasons we stayed in and ultimately won the game, providing chances when we didn't necessarily have chances, uh, stepping up when Sasa, of course, was absent for uh, not most, but some of the game after the more or less brutal uh, head injury that he got after colliding with, I'm pretty sure it was Alpha Diallo, but I'm not. Don't take my word on that. My brain is just blanking right now. If anyone can correct me in the comments, feel free. Uh, but he still, of course, did his thing. Uh, Even came back on and closed the game with another absolutely incredible three. Uh, made sure to get the lead to double digits with like 2 minutes remaining. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it was 132 remaining, and he took the lead to plus 10. Honestly, I feel like I say the same things about Sasa uh, every Euroleague show, but I don't know how we managed the year without him, and I don't think any words can truly express mine, and I think every Olympiacos fans absolute happiness about Vezenkov being back. And I think if apologies, uh, I think if a game up until now hadn't proven that Sasha, even in injury full or in general bad nights, he will still just step up to 110% of what he can do regarding any circumstances. I think tonight proved it. I don't think there is honestly much more to say about uh, Sasha. And just like there isn't much more to say about Evan. Evan once again proving his absolutely deadly shooting ability. Uh, I mean, it is more or less, I guess you could call it Carmelo stat lines. It just the stat lines like these always remind me of Carmelo Anthony. It's 19-0 and 0 uh, in 22, hitting some very important baskets once again, finding spaces and finding shots in places and in markings where I don't think many people could, it's safe to say, and just proving that once again he was the absolute missing piece of the puzzle. Another person that did go a bit underappreciated today, at least I didn't see many things about him, is Alec Peters, who did come in for 18 minutes. And along with Shaq, when the team was more or less stuck, I'd say, them two just opened up the game more than well enough for us to get going again and just kick up the gear that we needed to kick up again. And again, ultimately, just find a comfortable win, quote unquote, a comfortable win, because I think everyone knows by now that Olympiacos BC will never have a comfortable win, especially in the Euroleague. Um, and in general, there isn't really anything to sit here and complain about. Sure, some people like Vildoza didn't have the games that we expect them to have, but down nights and mediocre nights are more than a thing, especially in basketball. Milutinov once again coming in, and while he didn't really need to provide points wise, dominating the paint and getting 6 rebounds and proving once again that either offensively or defensively speaking, he is up there with some of the absolute, absolute best uh, big men. Now, I said that there isn't really much to sit here and complain about, but I do want to open a talk, and that talk is something I've had with quite a few people, and opinions, of course, differ as it is, and as it really is expected to be. Um, and that's, of course, as many of you will have more or less guessed, that's regarding Mus, Mustafa Fall. And he's not necessarily bad, but he's, I'd say, digressing performances. It is surely a mentality issue. Like we can say that. I can call back to call back to a play where he had a major chance to go up and even just uh even draw a foul to go up the for the free throws, and he immediately turned around and passed it out, which we're not really used to from Moose. We haven't really been used to. And with some of his performances, there have been talks about was the contract renewal worth it? Uh, should he be here? Should he not? Should, if we end up bringing a big, of course, because nothing has really been confirmed. As Coach B said, we don't know if we will need someone in the right position, but we, of course, are looking, and some names have come up. Uh, I've said who I would really want to see in the team. And if you do want to check out some analysis, more or less, and reviews, only about not only about who we may bring in at the five, but in general, some very, very good basketball content. Do go check out Vag Dragoulis, of course, one of the one of the absolute best there is in uh, in the basketball community on Twitter, and he's more than worth checking out. He has mentioned some names as well, and the name that I do want to mention publicly as well, and I will make sure that I don't completely mess it up. It's the former Ike Bigman that I really can't find right now for the life of me. There he is. Kabengele, the current Venezia Bigman and the former Ike Bigman, who has some absolutely dominating performances in the Lega. For example, to call back to his uh, to his recent performance against Varese in 28 minutes, he had 28 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks with 9 out of 13 from the two, 1 out of 3 from the 3, and 7 free throws. He would, I think he would be my pick if we did come in for a big man, because I know that he will eventually find his way to the uh, to the Euroleague, and he is more than ready, and he's showing it. He's showing it without the absolutely slightest of doubts. Uh, and connecting it all with the Mustafa talk, Perhaps he is a player that will push Fall again. It's like the competitive aspect of rotation that I talk about usually when talking about football doesn't really work the same, but when it's a mentality issue, as it looks to be with Fall, I may be completely wrong, but you all know that it's just chatting here. It's nothing professional. It's more or less assumptions. Getting someone like Kabengele in that can get minutes in Euroleague and that can for sure get minutes in the Greek basket league may push Fal to just work on what's going wrong now, and we may see the good old Fal again. But of course, if Kabengele comes in, he will be helping the team in many, many ways. He will for sure be another help in dominating uh, the paint defensively, helping similar, similarly to Nikola Milutinov, but not, of course, at the same level rebounds wise. And of course, he's a big that can shoot. Kabengele can shoot. He has that ability in his game, and we need that. We need a big that can shoot and that can come back and help defensively as well. So we'll see. As I mentioned at the start, us and Paris now stand 1 and 2. Paris, of course, more than seemingly unstoppable, uh, with 10 and 3, and we stand below them, tied with Fener at 9 and 4. Can we stop Paris streak? Yes, yes, of course we can. We need to come out and say that we can beat anyone because this roster at their top can beat anyone in this league, and they've proven it, and they'll keep proving it. Uh, but will the game require damn near perfect levels of both offensive and defensive, not only work but planning as well? Yes. Paris is a team that play modern basketball. Paris is a team that play fast-paced basketball. Paris is a team that can hit us where we are hurting. Paris is a team that can stop our play. So it will need more than a perfect game in all sense of that being possible, of course, because we can do it. But up to now, as things are standing, as unexpected as how stuff has developed, maybe because I don't think anyone expected the Olympiacos Paris game to be a class for the top and us being second. Paris is our toughest game up to now, and maybe a game that will determine a lot of stuff momentum wise going forward, both for Paris and for us. So I think it's the game that up to now we need to treat with the biggest caution that we have had up until now. And of course, nothing is determined this early, nothing is determined even in general in the regular period, but you need you need to take it game by game. And uh, you need to take it night by night also. And as I keep saying at the end of every show, not only basketball, but no matter what I'm talking about, we need to be behind the team. It's more than okay to criticize. It's more than okay to question things. It's more than okay to point out things that are going wrong. It's more than okay to look at possible solutions for problems. But you can't go after players, go after the coach, go after anything and everything, form anything with no reason or no aim of improvement. Because stuff after the loss to Partizan, stuff just went a bit down, fan wise as well. But we're fine. We're still keeping a level as a majority, and I'm very happy that we are. Uh, but we need to just be behind this team non-stop, and that's a phrase that I will repeat every single time that this team will always find a way to make us proud in one way or another. It's the toughest league for me. For me, it's the closest and toughest league there is. That's the Euroleague. Uh, and of course, there are. It's not necessarily that there are other great sides. I think all sides are great, bar maybe, of course, the Albas of the world. But you still have to come out and aim for higher and higher, especially if you want to see yourself as champions. But optimism and quote unquote ego, in the good way at least, can come in a very positive manner. It doesn't have to be a burden, at least not always. And of course, speaking about champions and stuff, of course, we now know that the Final Four is in Abu Dhabi and the Belgrade bid didn't go through. I just want to congratulate uh, our people once again. And as rare as it is for me to congratulate the team, I want to congratulate the Real Madrid board as well for voting against. Some people are saying that Maccabi voted against Abu Dhabi as well, but I'm pretty sure it's just us and Real, as I've seen from the majority. And I think that the decision to just go into Abu Dhabi for this year's Final Four just proves how much of a joke the Euroleague as an organization has been and continues to be. It's not only the self evident part of that the Euroleague final will happen outside of Europe. It's not the fact that we're going into a country where the obvious stuff is wrong, but also there is absolutely no trace of reason for the final four to happen there aside in the morning, of course. But also, it will feel like I said this comparison, and I think it's the best comparison that there is to be made regarding how absolutely soulless that Final Four is going to feel. It will feel like the bubble, the NBA bubble, for those of you who know how that went. It will feel like that. Many people that were planning to go to Belgrade now just can't go to the Final Four. I think the actual fans that want tickets won't be able to get any, at least the majority, because we all know where the tickets, where most tickets will go. It's just a shame, but really, it's honestly a shame that basketball is slowly being modified. Of course, we can't forget The Dubai team that is slowly making its way into the Euroleague. It's all the same, really. Of course, it's the same in uh, football as well, but you know the lower hub for basketball. And it's a shame to see it happen in both sports because basketball had and still has, of course, that special passion, that special spirit, that special love from everyone. And honestly, it's bullshit. It really is just bullshit. Fans of clubs who voted in favor of the Dubai Beach boycott games. If you're presenting that opinion to me, if I was in the position of people who were fans of the Barcelonas, of the Monacos, of the whoever, in fact, uh, I would, but I don't think many people will, because, for example, the Panathinaikos fans, of course, I'm not talking about the actual fans that I have a great relationship with, who couldn't disagree more with the Abu Dhabi thing. We all know who I'm talking about. Uh, they're with it. A lot of people are surprisingly with it, and it couldn't be more stupid. It really couldn't. It just loses all meaning for me. It's what I said. I think that making fans lose anticipation for such a good thing as the Final Four is and has been for many, many reasons was a thing that no one really expected, but alas, happened. And I think, as dramatic as this may sound, the the criteria for hosting Final Fours and stuff isn't what we know it to be anymore. And it's all just benefit and money based, sadly. There isn't really just many words to, to speak on. It's just the same, it's shameful. It's honestly shameful. Not many people are gonna come out and say, but it's shameful. It really is, and it's a depressing topic to just talk about when you are talking about such a positive organization, fun wise, because I said every aspect that you sit down and look at the Euroleague from is just a complete clown show. But fun wise and play wise, we're talking about such a wonderful, wonderful sport, and it's just ruined. And it's a shame. It really, really is. So, unless there is any more questions, I think I'm done for today. Couldn't be happier, and there for sure will be a lot more things to say, especially comparatively to today. On Friday, of course, I'll try my best to go live immediately after the game because there is a big possibility we stand top of the EuroLeague. Thank you, everyone, once again for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for listening after. Thank you, everyone, if you're on Spotify. I did check out the Spotify Wrapped for creators, and it was fun to see everything and anything for you guys from you guys that listen to the show, and of course, aiming for a way, way bigger 2025. And by this time next year, I'm hoping to be on some of your top five podcasts. Uh, you'll find everything you want down below. Of course, like and subscribe if you like what you see. And I'll be back maybe even tomorrow to talk about the cup game that happened in the football. but for sure on Friday to talk about the very, very important game against Paris. More and more things are coming to fruition, and I can't wait to show you guys everything. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. See you soon.